Hi, how's everybody doing? It's that time of the year again. You say, what? What do I mean? What am I talking about? A Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium is here, everybody. We're going to be taking off September the 19th through the 23rd. So please do yourself a favor and mark your calendars. You do not want to miss it. So I am your host, your summit host, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I have one of the presenters here with me today that's going to be presenting during the roundtable. So she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and why you do not want to miss her presentation.
Well, thank you for having me, and hello, everybody. My name is Kanya Ford, but everyone just calls me Coach K. I am a certified clinical sexologist, which translates into a life, love, and intimacy coach. I also am a business coach, and my overall desire is to encourage and guide everyone to owning their sexuality. Because for me, when you own your sexuality, you build a different confidence in yourself that you can almost do pretty much any and everything. And I'm super excited to be a part of this quarterly symposium. I think what it is and what it embodies is extremely important. I created my company, Love and Intimacy 101, a little over 2 years ago, with that very thing in mind, is to help people to kind of get to the root of themselves, open up their communication with themselves so that they can be open to receive the proper love they deserve from other people.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I was going to ask you, let them know what the title of your presentation is going to be. And if you just want to kind of talk briefly about, I don't know if you want to maybe give them the objectives, from your presentation, like what they'll be able to walk away with, as well as what type of freebies that they're going to get from you.
All right, yes. So I will be touching on the topic that is extremely common, which is toxic relationships. And the way that I will be talking about it, it's going to go beyond just a significant other. We're going to talk about in your career. We're going to talk about it within your family dynamic. So we're going to talk about it kind of all the way around the spectrum, because I do feel like sometimes when you say toxic relationships, people kind of shut it off at just, the girlfriend, boyfriend, or, significant other scenario. And then they kind of go out into the world and they have all these toxic relationships with everything else and can't figure out why it keeps coming back into the home. So I will be touching on some very important key points of how to recognize and how to, as much as possible, avoid those toxic relationships from building. And I'm also going to be talking about that internal aspect of it, because if everything we touch turns toxic, it is possibly that we're the toxicity. So being able to recognize that is going to be a huge thing.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to be able to give some amazing freebies, to include a full-blown coaching session with myself, which will go with us looking at your assessment sheet and really taking that surface level dive into your goals that you have in life, which translate into love and intimacy. And then as people upgrade, even more freebies would be, some of my bigger packages will be handed out as freebies. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. And I'm not going to give away too much on what I'll be speaking about. So you all definitely have to tune in and get those nuggets.
I like how you mentioned, when people think of a toxic relationship, how they focus on the intimate relationship. And, and then they go out into the world and they have all these other toxic relationships that in turn they bring back, it has an impact on them and has an impact on their intimate relationship. So it's a much, like, getting people to see it's much broader, than just strictly talking about, of course, there are intimate relationships that are very toxic, but to actually look at it from a broader perspective.
Yes, absolutely. And that's my sole goal, is to when we talk about it and it clicks, then you start paying attention to your surroundings a little bit differently, and you start to change your language, change your posture, you change your mode, and then you let everyone else meet you up here instead of you kind of meeting them down there.
Okay. All right. And then let me see, I'm just checking on time here. So you mentioned earlier, and I know, if it's diving too much, I know you'll know how to, divert it a little bit, but you mentioned, or tell me again, what's the correlation between the toxic relationships and it and like, I guess, intimacy or having, having a better intimate relationship? Because you made a connection earlier, or a correlation earlier, and I'm trying to remember what it was exactly.
So essentially, one of the things I mentioned is if your everything you touch kind of turns to toxic, then it's probably the toxicity within yourself. So if you have a dislike, distrust, and discord within yourself, then it is less than likely that you will connect positively with your significant other when it comes to that intimacy level. Because if you can't trust yourself, you cannot trust another party to give you love in a nourishing way that will ever stay positive. You will stay defensive. So it's kind of hard to cuddle up with someone who you're looking kind of sad at, because every time you walk in the house, you're arguing about something and you can't figure out why. Sometimes we don't understand and we don't know why we carry that toxicity in our core, but we know that it's around us. We just can't figure out where it's coming from. And it could be something that this person you're around triggers.
Okay.
And that's a huge thing too. And I do talk about some triggers within my topic talk.
Okay. All right. Wow. I can't wait. I mean,
I'm excited.
It sounds very informative, and also something that you ladies will be able to take and, take some good notes and be able to start implementing. You know what I mean? Be able to really start making some sustainable changes in your life.
Yep, that's definitely the entire purpose. I think I even mentioned, hey, grab your pen and paper so you can write down these key points. But better than that, make sure that you upgrade that so you can have access to these talks for a longer period of time. That's very important. This entire summit is a investment in yourself. And that's what it should be looked at as. You're worthy of this summit. You are worthy of the investment. So I think you should, let me change my language. I know that you should begin to instill things in yourself. And I start with this investment of being able to have this information for those days that you go out into the world and it's beat you down and you need a reminder of who you are and how much better you can be.
Yes.
Then you can pop this summit back on replay. So just invest in yourself and make sure you keep access to this summit.
Yeah, I totally agree. So ladies, mark your calendars. A Queens Roundtable Quarterly Symposium is going down September the 19th through the 23rd. And the topic or the title of this one is Creating the Business Mindset. Okay, so we're going to be talking a lot about mindset mastery. And basically, because everything starts from your thoughts. You can't manifest or create a successful business if you have all these negative thoughts running around in your head. Thoughts of self-doubt and fear of failure and comparing yourself to others, things of that nature. Because you are not going to be able, you're going to keep, like bumping your head up against the ceiling, so to speak.
Yeah.
Unless you really fully begin to master your mindset. Okay, so please register for the summit and definitely check out Coach K here and what she has to say. All right. And also her contact information will also be on there as well. You know what? Do you just want to give them your contact info too?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, definitely. You can always reach me by text or phone at 804 967-4551. You can shoot me an email at any time. That's info@loveandintimacy101.com. And definitely take time to check out the website to learn more about myself and coaching practice. And that's love and intimacy, the numbers 101.com.
Okay, loveandintimacy101.com.
Yes.
Okay, so that way, if you ladies want to read up on Miss Coach K, and her background and everything, check out her website. Okay, so again, we're gonna go ahead and close out. We didn't want to hold everybody too long, but I'm Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and this is Kanya Ford, aka Coach K, that's going to be participating in the A Queens Roundtable Quarterly Symposium happening next month, September the 19th through the 23rd. All right, ladies, so we will see you at the conference.
Bye.
All right, everybody, take care.